What's up, folks? This is Mr. Harris, and right now we are going to do a little tutorial on how to do a general ledger. On your screen right now, you will see a completed journal. Granted, there are not many transactions put in the journal, but that means it'll be a nice short video. We're going to start off with the individual transactions here in the general column, and then we're going to switch to the cash and sales for the end. You'll also notice that I have a general ledger that's ready to go here on the ledger file. The green ones are the ones that we're going to use, and each one of the accounts is already in there with an account number. So let's go get right into it. We'll start off here with March 1st. We'll go in chronological order here. March 1st was Leonard Witkowski Capital. This is the one we're doing. It's a $5,000 credit. It's a credit here in the journal, which means it's going to be a credit in the ledger as well. So here we're going to go find Mark Witkowski Capital. And there it is. We're going to put in the date here is March the 1st. If I can spell, that'd be good. Under item, I'm just going to write investment. Don't worry about posting reference for right now. And the amount was $5,000. Now, we're going to assume that there was no balance prior. So we're going to assume the balance before this was $0. And we have this credit of $5,000 coming in, which is going to give us a credit balance of $5,000. Okay. And that one is good. The next one here, prepaid insurance getting a debit of $660. We're going to put that into the ledger here. Prepaid insurance, like any asset, is going to be in the 100s. So let's go find prepaid insurance. There it is, 140. The date is March the 3rd. You don't have to put anything in the item column if you don't want to. The amount was $660, and that becomes our debit balance. We're going to assume that the prior balance to this was 0. A debit coming in, $660. And next one is supplies. Supplies has a $78 debit. There it is. So we're going to find supplies here. Account number 130. The date is March the 4th. Let's put in here bought from Joshua's. This is just a little kind of reference to tell us where this particular debit entry came from. We bought supplies on account from Joshua Supplies, $78. That becomes our debit balance here. Okay, our next one up here is Joshua Supplies, and there's a $78 credit there. Let's go find Joshua Supplies. Joshua Supplies is a liability, which means that it's going to have an account number that starts with the number 2. In this case, it's number 210. The date is March the 4th once again. And I'm going to put in a credit here of 78. That will make it a credit balance here of 78. Next up, we don't actually have anything in the general column here on March 8th, so we're just going to bypass that one. We don't need to do anything for the second. Okay. On the 9th, we have an entry here, a debit entry for Danielle. This is AR. AR is an asset. So we'll find the AR up here. There it is, account number 120. The date is March the 9th. And there's a debit amount of $163. Okay. That becomes our debit balance. So the story goes that previously she owed us $0. Now, as of March 9th, she owes us $163. She bought stuff from us for $163. She now owes us. She has a balance due of $163. Okay. Next up is our rent expense. Expenses are starting with the number 5 as far as account numbers. So let's go find rent expense. There's sales and there's rent. Okay. The date is March the 12th. We have a $375 debit. Okay, rent expense has and now has a debit balance of $375. All right, going back to Joshua Supplies, we have a debit here. Now up here we had a credit. Down here we have a debit of $50. So let's go back to Joshua's real quick here. Okay. The date is March the 15th. And we have a debit of $50. So the story would go here that we bought supplies on the 4th for $78. and we owed them $78. Now on the 15th, we're coming back with a $50 check perhaps, or some sort of payment, and now we don't owe them that $50 anymore. So we have this credit balance here and this new debit coming in. Whenever we have unlike terms in the accounting world, we're going to subtract them. So 78 minus 50 is 28, and that would make sense. We owed them $78. We came in on the 15th with $50. We still owe them $28. That's our current amount as of March 15th. There we go now to Danielle. She's going to pay us some money here. As you can see, we have a cash debit in that same amount of $100. Let's go find Danielle's thing there. The date is the 16th. And we have a credit, as you can see right here, credit amount of $100. Well, we have a debit balance and a credit coming in. Once again, that means we're going to subtract the two. 163 minus 100 is $63. The story would go that this is a receivable. She owed us money. She bought some stuff from us on the 9th, owed us $163. A week later, she comes in with $100. We accept the $100 and say, you still owe us $63. That will be paid off at some time in the future. Going now to the drawing. This is the last one of the general columns. This is the 25th. We have $1,000 of drawing. I'm going to find Leonard Witkowski drawing. It's going to be account number 320. The date is March the 25th. The owner's going to take money out for personal use to the tune of $1,000, and that's going to become our debit balance there. Okay, so that's good. Now we still have cash and sales to deal with here. Let's do cash. Cash is one of the accounts that we use a lot, so it's going to have its own special accounts over here on the far right, which means if we wanted to, we could go up here to our cash, which is like number 110. We could put each and every one of these individual transactions in. There would be nothing wrong with that. 5,000 debit, 660 credit, 675 debit, 375 credit, 50 credit, and so forth. But because we have the column totals right here at the bottom, we can make this very easy on ourselves. So let's put in just the debit amount here. Last day of the month, as you can see here with the journal, last day of the month. Okay, let's go March 31st. And we have a debit of 5,775. And we're going to put that in the debit column. We're going to assume the prior balance was 0. Now, right after that, we're going to put in the credit amount. The credit amount was 2085. Okay. We're going to put that in. The credit amount is 2,085. So just like before, you'll notice that we have this momentary debit balance of 5,775. We're bringing in this credit balance of 2,085. So what I'm going to do here is just subtract the two because we have unlike terms, debit and credit. I'm going to just do a little subtraction problem here. I got 3,690, which is the amount of cash that we have. This debit right here represents all the cash we brought in. Right underneath it, the credit amount means all the cash that we paid out, whether it was for expenses or for supplies or prepaid insurance or any of that. All the money we paid out is a credit. All the money we brought in is a debit. So at the end of the month, we have $3,690. The last thing I got to do here is sales. Sales had a sales credit amount of $838. This is going to be really easy. Find sales. It's account number 410. All of our revenue counts are in the 400s. Again, we're going to do last day of the month. Our total sales is $838, right? That is correct, $838. No prior balance, so we're going to make our credit total $838 there. And that's that. You'll notice that we have a couple instances where we have sales, those two. We could put them in individually if we wanted to, but we don't have to. We just take the column total. All right.